The night was silent over the city of Agra. A cold mist floated above the river beside the glowing white marble of Taj Mahal. Tourists had already left. Guards walked slowly through the dark pathways. The moonlight touched the monument like silver fire. But there was one question that refused to die. Why does the Taj Mahal still hide so many secrets? For centuries, people called it the greatest symbol of love ever built. A king's gift to his queen. A masterpiece created by Emperor Shah Jahan for his beloved wife Mumtaz Mahal. But historians, travelers, and even local workers whispered something else. There are doors inside the Taj Mahal that nobody is allowed to open. Some believed hidden chambers existed beneath the monument. Others believed secret tunnels connected the palace to unknown underground rooms. And a few people claimed the Taj Mahal was hiding something the world was never supposed to discover. Tonight's story begins with a young historian named Arman. Arman had spent years studying ancient Mughal architecture. Most historians believed the Taj Mahal had already revealed all its secrets. But Arman disagreed. Every old monument leaves clues behind. And the Taj Mahal was full of clues. One evening, Arman received a strange package at his apartment in Delhi. Inside was an old photograph, faded by time. The picture showed workers standing beside a sealed doorway beneath the Taj Mahal. On the back of the photograph, someone had written only one sentence. Some doors were closed forever for a reason. Arman's hands trembled. He immediately traveled to Agra. The next morning, he stood in front of the Taj Mahal as the sun slowly painted the marble golden. Thousands of visitors took photos, smiling and laughing, unaware that mysteries slept beneath their feet. Arman met an elderly guide named Karim near the entrance. Karim had worked around the Taj Mahal for more than 40 years. When Arman showed him the photograph, the old man's face turned pale. "Where did you get this?" Karim whispered. "You know this place?" Arman asked. Karim looked around nervously before speaking. "There are stories," he said softly. Stories workers were told never to repeat. Arman leaned closer. "What stories?" Karim pointed toward the lower section of the monument. Below the Taj Mahal are sealed rooms. Officially, they are closed for preservation. But many believe something else is hidden there. Arman's heartbeat quickened. "What exactly?" "No one knows," Karim replied. "And that is what makes the monument dangerous." That night, Arman could not sleep. He searched through old records in a local archive library. Most documents described the Taj Mahal as a beautiful tomb completed in the 17th century. But one forgotten record caught his attention. It mentioned strange sounds heard by workers during construction. Voices underground. Hammering noises beneath the marble floor. And workers disappearing without explanation. Arman stared at the paper in shock. Was it just myth? Or had something terrifying happened during construction? The next day, Arman returned to Karim. "I need to see the sealed rooms," he said. Karim immediately shook his head. "No." "Why?" "Because people who search too deeply into the Taj Mahal's secrets never leave satisfied." But Arman refused to stop. Late that evening, Karim secretly guided him toward a restricted area near the back section of the monument. Moonlight reflected off the marble walls as guards moved in the distance. "There," Karim whispered. A long corridor stretched into darkness. At the end stood enormous wooden doors sealed with iron bars. Arman slowly approached them. The air felt colder here. Almost unnatural. He touched the surface of the door and noticed faded markings carved into the wood. Symbols. Ancient symbols. Suddenly, Karim grabbed his arm. "Listen." Arman froze. From behind the sealed doors came a faint sound. Knock. 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 Both men stepped backward. "That's impossible," Arman whispered. Kareem's face was filled with fear. No one is supposed to hear that. The knocking stopped. Silence returned. But Armin knew one thing for certain. Something existed behind those doors. And someone had spent centuries trying to hide it. The following morning, Armin visited a retired archaeologist named Professor Rahman, a man who once worked on restoration projects near the Taj Mahal. When Armin mentioned the sealed chambers, the professor became quiet. "You're chasing dangerous questions," Rahman warned. "Then tell me the truth." The old professor slowly opened a dusty file cabinet and removed several sketches. "These were drawn decades ago during underground surveys," he explained. The drawings showed hidden hallways beneath the Taj Mahal. Entire sections that were never shown to the public. Armin stared in disbelief. Why would they hide this? Professor Rahman lowered his voice. Because nobody truly knows what lies underneath. Armin turned another page and saw something shocking. Human-shaped figures sketched beside underground walls. "What are these?" he asked. Rahman looked away. Workers claimed they saw shadows moving underground. Armin felt chills run down his spine. "Ghosts?" "I don't know," Rahman replied. But after those reports, the lower chambers were sealed permanently. That night, Armin made a decision. He would enter the hidden chambers himself. Even if it meant risking everything. Just before midnight, he returned to the monument carrying a flashlight and camera. Kareem begged him not to go. "Please," the old man said. "Some mysteries are meant to stay buried." But Armin stepped toward the darkness anyway. The corridor seemed longer tonight. The air heavier. The ancient doors stood before him like guardians protecting forbidden secrets. Using an old maintenance passage discovered on Rahman's map, Armin found a narrow opening leading downward beneath the monument. He climbed carefully into darkness. The flashlight revealed stone walls covered in dust. The deeper he went, the quieter the world became. No wind. No voices. Only silence. Then suddenly, he saw footprints. Fresh footprints. Someone else had been there. Armin followed them deeper underground until he reached a massive chamber beneath the Taj Mahal. And in the center of the room, he saw something impossible. A second hidden structure beneath the monument itself. Ancient. Dark. And far older than the Taj Mahal. Armin's breathing stopped. The monument above was hiding another secret monument below. But before he could move closer, a loud metallic sound echoed behind him. The tunnel entrance slammed shut. And somewhere in the darkness, someone began to whisper his name. Armin. If you're enjoying this mysterious journey into the secrets of the Taj Mahal, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and join us for more hidden stories, ancient mysteries, and unbelievable legends from around the world. Because the deeper this story goes, the darker the truth becomes. Armin's flashlight trembled in his hand. The whisper echoed again through the underground chamber beneath the Taj Mahal. Armin. He spun around quickly. Nothing. Only darkness. Dust floated through the cold underground air while ancient stone walls surrounded him like a prison. Above him stood the beautiful Taj Mahal admired by millions. But below it, something terrifying had been hidden for centuries. Armin forced himself to breathe slowly. His eyes moved toward the strange hidden structure standing in the middle of the underground chamber. It looked older than Mughal architecture. The stone was darker. Rougher. Ancient symbols covered its surface. This was impossible. According to history, the Taj Mahal had been built from the ground up during the reign of Shah Jahan. So why was there another structure beneath it? And why had nobody spoken about it publicly? Armin slowly walked closer. His flashlight revealed cracked pillars and sealed archways. Some walls were covered with strange carvings of stars, rivers, and human figures bowing toward a shining dome. Then he noticed something disturbing. The carvings showed the same monument above ground. The Taj Mahal. But these carvings looked much older than the 17th century. Armin's mind raced. Could the site have existed long before the Mughal Empire? Was the Taj Mahal built over something ancient? Suddenly, he heard footsteps. Real footsteps. Someone else was underground with him. Armin turned off his flashlight instantly. Darkness swallowed the chamber. The footsteps grew louder. Slow. Careful. Whoever it was knew the tunnels well. Armin hid behind one of the stone pillars as a faint lantern light appeared in the distance. An old man entered the chamber. Armin recognized him immediately. Professor Rahman. But the professor was not alone. Two other men followed behind him carrying metal tools and old maps. What are they doing here? Armin thought. Rahman stopped near the ancient structure and spoke quietly. We must finish before sunrise. One of the men nodded nervously. And if someone discovers us? They won't, Rahman replied coldly. The secret survived for centuries. It will survive longer. Armin felt betrayed. The professor had lied to him. He already knew everything. As the men moved deeper into the underground ruins, Armin secretly followed them. The hidden passage led into an enormous underground hall. And what Armin saw next froze his blood. Rows of sealed stone doors lined the walls. Dozens of them. Each marked with ancient symbols. One of the workers whispered fearfully, "Are these tombs?" Rahman shook his head. No. Then what are they? The professor hesitated before answering. Prison chambers. A wave of fear ran through Armin's body. Prison chambers. Underground. Beneath the Taj Mahal. Rahman opened one dusty manuscript and pointed toward a faded drawing. Long before the Mughal Empire, he explained, this place was believed to be a sacred complex used by rulers whose names disappeared from history. The worker looked confused. Why were the chambers sealed? Rahman's voice became darker. Because something dangerous was kept here. Armin accidentally stepped on loose stone. Crack. The sound echoed loudly. The men spun around. Who's there? One shouted. Armin ran. Footsteps thundered behind him through the dark tunnels. He turned sharply into another corridor, breathing heavily. The underground maze beneath the Taj Mahal seemed endless. Then suddenly, he reached a dead end. A giant stone wall blocked the path. The footsteps approached rapidly. Armin searched desperately for escape until his flashlight revealed another symbol carved into the wall. A circle. Inside it was the same design from the old photograph. Without thinking, he pressed it. The wall rumbled violently. A hidden doorway slowly opened. Armin slipped inside just as the men reached the corridor outside. The secret door closed behind him. Silence. Complete silence. Armin lifted his flashlight. And gasped. He stood inside a hidden chamber unlike anything he had ever seen. The room was filled with ancient treasures, scrolls, gold artifacts, and massive marble statues covered in dust. But one object stood above everything else. A black marble coffin placed in the center of the room. Unlike the white beauty of the Taj Mahal above, this coffin looked dark and terrifying. Ancient writing covered its surface. Armin carefully wiped away the dust. Then he translated the words slowly. Do not awaken what sleeps below. His heart pounded. Suddenly, he understood the truth. The sealed chambers were never meant to protect treasure. They were meant to protect the world from something hidden underground. A deep sound echoed beneath the floor. Boom. The ground shook slightly. Then again. Boom. Boom. Armin stepped backward in fear. The coffin was moving. Tiny cracks appeared across the black marble surface. From outside the chamber, he heard Professor Ramon shouting. "Find him. Quickly." Armin looked at the shaking coffin again. Something inside was trying to come out. Then the lid suddenly shifted. Just a little. But enough for darkness to escape like smoke. The air became freezing cold. Whispers filled the chamber. Hundreds of whispers. Armin could barely breathe. He grabbed his camera and began recording everything. "This is Armin," he whispered shakily. "If anyone finds this recording, the stories are real. Something is hidden beneath the Taj Mahal." The whispers grew louder. Then a voice emerged clearly from inside the coffin. "Leave." Armin ran toward the hidden doorway, desperately searching for escape. The underground walls trembled violently now. Dust rained from the ceiling. As he reached the tunnel entrance, he saw Professor Ramon waiting there. The old professor looked terrified. "You opened it?" Ramon shouted. "I didn't mean to." "You fool!" Ramon cried. The chambers were sealed to keep it asleep. Another violent tremor shook the underground hall. The workers screamed. Somewhere in the darkness, a deep growling sound echoed through the tunnels. Ramon grabbed Armin's arm. "We must leave now." The two men raced through collapsing corridors while ancient stones crashed behind them. The underground maze felt alive. Whispers followed them everywhere. By the time they reached the upper passage, both men were exhausted. Karim waited near the exit, panic covering his face. What happened down there? Ramon looked back toward the darkness. The secret should never have been disturbed. Suddenly, a horrifying scream echoed from deep below the Taj Mahal. Then silence. Complete silence. The three men stared at each other in fear. No one spoke. Because they all understood one thing. Something ancient still existed beneath the monument. And now, it was awake. The next morning, the Taj Mahal looked peaceful again. Tourists smiled for photographs. Children ran through the gardens. Nobody knew what had happened underground during the night. Officially, nothing unusual occurred. No reports were filed. No news channel spoke about hidden chambers. And the underground passages were sealed once more. Forever. But Armin kept the recording safely hidden. Because someday, the world might finally learn the truth about the most mysterious monument ever built. And maybe the greatest mystery of the Taj Mahal is this. Not what people have discovered, but what still remains hidden beneath the marble. If you enjoyed this mysterious story, subscribe to the channel for more cinematic legends, dark historical mysteries, and untold secrets from around the world. Your support helps bring these incredible stories to life.